Hi, welcome to The Goods. I'm Manny.
Terrence.
And here are the goods after 3 weeks.
After 3 weeks. I mean,
This has been one of the hardest shows to do. We've managed to put some stuff out there with the top fives and stuff, but podcast, what's going on?
well, because it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of editing and research.
And we want to do the best research.
Hashtag research.
Hashtag research.
So I understand why we don't do it that often. So
You know what's been really horrible this past week was the box office.
right.
Downton Abbey surprised the hell out of me though. It got 31 million.
Well, the TV show is supposed to be really, really popular. So
Yes.
I can see why the movie itself would do something kind of like whenever they get around to the Breaking Bad movie and they get down to the True Blood movie or whatever popular show is out there. When they get
Stranger
around to
Things movie, Walking Dead movie.
Yeah, whenever they get out to those movies are going to do really well unless they wait 15 years like they did with the, what's the one that ended up on Netflix with the young chick that was like a teenager when she... Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, don't wait too long. So this one, Downton Abbey, is
yes.
real popular right now for them to do the movie right now. Of course, those fans are going to come out there and see the film.
Okay, so it's a film adaptation, like T said, about a TV show that actually has not been around in the last 3 years. So
It's not that popular because it ain't been around for 3 years.
It hasn't been around for 3 years, but it was really big, especially out, in the UK, the BBC, all that stuff. So, but it managed to score 31 million, knocking Pennywise out. It Chapter 2 was #1 for 2 weeks in a row. Was it going to be Hustlers? Was it going to be this and that? No, it's Downton Abbey. That's what's going to knock It Chapter 2 off.
It beat the #1 rated R horror film, and it beat J-Lo shaking her ass.
Exactly.
That's a feat.
That is a big feat, exactly. Ad Astra with Brad Pitt managed to go #2 with 19.2.
That already came out.
That already came out.
Hold up, wait. This is why we need to do the podcast because I didn't know that. I was waiting for that film to come out. I didn't know it already
Yeah,
came
it
out.
looks good. You have a little Gravity, a little Interstellar. It looks pretty interesting. I'm glad to see Tommy Lee Jones back. I haven't seen Tommy Lee Jones forever.
I watch everything with Brad Pitt, so I mean, I'm gonna go see this one.
Hey, Oscar, I'm telling you right now, Oscar winner coming up.
Maybe
for acting in Best Supporting Role.
Maybe because Joker's still
Right now.
Joker's
Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, supporting. Okay.
Best Supporting
for Tommy
Actor.
Lee Jones.
No. Best Supporting Actor for Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Book it. It's happening.
Oh, so he's getting 2.
Maybe. I think he'll get nom for this one.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, all right. So #3 was Rambo: Last Blood.
All right. So I want to see this film, but I don't know if I'm ready to go see it.
19 million at the box office, just a little under Ad Astra, but managed to break into the top 5. That's a pretty modest. The studios were expecting them to do about 20. It did 19.2, so a little under what they projected. Good to see Stallone back. Now there's in the role.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say he's.
But here's the thing.
Stuff. All right.
But here's the thing. One, it doesn't feel like Rambo to me, honestly, when I'm watching
because
the trailer.
they made it a cartel movie.
No, because he's got short hair.
It's taken in Mexico.
He has. he's got short hair. He's got a cowboy hat.
Okay.
No bandana. That ain't my Rambo, man.
That's hashtag not my Rambo.
Not my Rambo. I still want to see it, and we actually put a video out there on Tim Miller's take as far as the Terminator, and one of our commenters talked about us doing something for Last Blood. So we will watch the movie for you, sir, and we will do something for Last Blood. So that's coming out for you.
Going ahead of time, but.
Now, all of the negative reviews have impacted the box office for this movie.
Right.
And creator David Morrell, I hope I said his name right, was embarrassed to have his name attached to it because he felt that the whole movie was a mess.
For Rambo?
Yeah. For this new Rambo.
So then there you go. It didn't feel like Rambo because it's a mess.
So maybe he needed to come out like Tim Miller and say, hey, Rambo,
you know what?
Blame Rambo and
this ain't the best Rambo, but it's better than all them other Rambos.
Oh man! All right, the box office champ for the last few weeks has been It Chapter 2. It actually did drop to #4 with 17.2 million worldwide, 358. But what's awesome about this is that its global take has already made the It franchise a $1 billion franchise with just 2 movies.
All right, well that's good.
I mean,
it ain't no Marvel performance, but you know.
Ain't no Endgame, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, that's really, really good. That means that maybe we can get more redone Stephen King films. Maybe we'll get
Christine or Cujo or, Pet Sematary was horrible, so I hope
I don't think dogs are scary anymore. I think there was a time where dogs were scary, like Saint Bernards and Dobermans. I don't think dogs are scary anymore.
You know what? Why don't you go to your neighbor's house?
I got two pit bulls. As a matter of fact, he's got like 7 Dobermans in his backyard.
Well,
I ain't going in his yard at all.
Why don't you go over there and let's see if they're scary. All right. So so it took it to $1 billion. It's absolutely one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable horror movie of all time. So kudos to everybody. You can rest assured that the studios will find a way to bring Pennywise back to the screen, at least in a prequel sense. We'll see how that goes.
I don't want to see a prequel of that.
I would not mind seeing the 27 years before Georgie. How about that?
You know what this is going to be? Jeepers Creepers.
How about that?
This is going to be Jeepers Creepers.
Well,
this is going to be Jeepers Creepers.
Well, probably.
Yes! When it was like, I didn't say if it was the first day or the last day.
That's true.
This is going to be Jeepers Creepers.
I got 2 more days, man.
Yeah, it's like, I said it's first day or the last day. So it was like, I didn't say if it was the beginning of him, the first 27 years or the last period.
All right, so I got it. So this is what I was thinking. Okay, so it's the 27 years before Georgie or the days leading up to Georgie or something like that, right? And
Jeepers Creepers was what, 33?
23.
It was 23?
Yeah.
How similar is that?
So at the end of the movie, the last scene of the movie is Pennywise in the sewer, and he looks down, and the boat hits his feet or hits his leg or whatever, and then he picks it up, and then he looks the camera side profile as he's looking up, and then he walks off camera.
And this is your prequel thing.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So number 5.
I don't want to see that.
Speaking of some shaking, which is not even part of what we were talking about, but hey, booty shaking is a big thing
Great transition.
Great transition. Booty shaking. Number 5, Hustlers.
Okay.
Managed to come out and break out the top 5. 17 million. This movie is already profitable, flat out. 72 million worldwide in just 2 weeks. Nobody saw this coming at all. Cardi B and Jennifer Lopez's star power. Probably
the Cardi B fans weren't gonna come out to see this anyway because this is the first time they get to see her on screen in a film. So it's like they were gonna get a certain audience to come see it to begin with. But once again, it's J-Lo and Cardi B shaking in behind on screen. How's that not gonna make money?
Sign me up.
I mean, look, striptease and showgirls made money.
They didn't.
No, showgirls did make money. It's just that nobody liked it. Striptease is like critically panned before it even came out, like the early reviews.
They paid Demi Moore $50 million to do that movie.
Well, that's their fault for overpaying Demi Moore.
20, something like that.
Because they didn't pay nothing for Showgirls. They didn't pay nothing for Showgirls.
Pay Halle Berry that for Swordfish. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's go with
Hustlers Part 2 with Halle Berry.
Hustlers Part 2. Let's go with that one.
All right.
72 million worldwide, all except Malaysia. Malaysia was banned. They banned the movie from playing in Malaysia because of the sexual content. They didn't want anything to do with it.
That's something they can do. But are they the ones that have like the on the first day of school that we did the WTF with the strippers out front? No, that was somewhere in China. That was somewhere in China.
All right, hey, shout out. Well, this is actually a bittersweet thing, but shout out to winner of the week. And that is Rob Zombie and the crew and the casting crew of 3 from Hell in just 667. Let's see how they went over by 667 screens nationwide. That thing managed to pull $2 million. Wow. That is amazing. To the point where more than likely coming up in October, they're going to re-release it again for another limited theater release. And unfortunately, Sid Haig just passed away.
It's probably going to continue to make money because they're going to see his last performance.
Absolutely. And, rest in peace to Sid Haig. He's been in everything from Foxy Brown to 3 from Hell. And, he recently passed away at the age of 80, which I'm cool with that. 80 is a good life, right?
Yeah.
But really nice man. From what I understand, we have a lot of horror community on Twitter, and everybody has come out and said how much of a nice man he is. So, rest in peace on Sid Haig. But just like Terrence said, because of that, more than likely it's going to probably capitalize a little bit more when they re-release it. And don't be surprised if they re-release it in a little bit more theaters than 600. So
it's coming up on Halloween. I wouldn't be surprised if they just let it release it nationally.
Absolutely. And so next up is Abominable. So.
Oh, the animation.
The animation. Okay. So Smallfoot 2. That's basically
Smallfoot 2.
Smallfoot without singing. That's what the Abominable is.
It is Smallfoot 2. Yeah. I mean,
for kids.
I think it's for kids younger than my kids. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go see this, but they always make money.
That's very true.
I can't really think of one that didn't make money.
This is the calm before the storm, before the Joker. premieres on October 3rd. So
Obama's got to get out there and get all that money before Joker comes.
Because Joker comes, it's gonna go all the way down. But yeah, so that's Calm Before the Storm. Now let's real quick on Joker. Well, actually, let's get into Joker now.
Okay.
All right. Joker's going to premiere, like I said, on October 3rd. Full schedule on the 4th. This movie has already caused so much controversy that it's like, Warner Brothers is really walking on eggshells with this thing. They've received already so many, comments, threats from a lot of the families from the Aurora incident back in 2012. For The Dark Knight Rises, because there's a lot of concerns as far as the content. So the controversy, like I said, surrounding the Joker, it's already begun.
Okay.
Recently,
but that didn't have anything to do with the content back then. That was just
no. The content in the Joker. So Joaquin Phoenix was recently stormed off of an interview panel, I guess, and when they were asking him about the content of the Joker glorifying violence, in a sense where it's actually influencing people that feel this way by society and kind of like encouraging them to act out and let it out and they see me now type of thing.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of people that are concerned with that. Warner Brothers understands what the concern is.
Okay.
Because this question was asked to Joaquin Phoenix, he did not appreciate it, I guess, and he walked off. Now, granted, I believe Warner Brothers PR probably talked him into going back, but overall, it was something that is a legitimate question to be asked. How do you feel about it?
I think that if they're worried about this one film coming out, then they haven't seen movies in general. I mean, because there was a lot of films that glorify. Thank you, I can't get the word right. Glorify violence. I mean, one of the movies that this film is I don't want to say based on, but is kind of like emulating. Taxi Driver, dude, that glorifies violence.
Absolutely, I can 110% with that.
Yeah, I mean, most action, Rambo glorifies violence. I mean, just because it's not about a person with some type of mental illness or somebody who feels like they're gonna do something against society. As a matter of fact, watch the first Rambo because that's exactly what it's about. I mean, they can't pin it on just the new movie that comes out. And if anybody feels that they can be influenced by that, all they gotta do is go look through any type of video library and pick one of the movies out there that they want to use as inspiration for whatever rage they go on.
But in fairness, though, you don't have anything as popular as the Joker character as it is. The character of Joker and how everybody is actually being drawn to his performance, which right now Joaquin Phoenix is being praised and possible Oscar talk about his performance as a Joker. And on top of that, it's winning awards. It won the Golden Lion Award, I believe, at the Venice Film Festival. So it's really being praised. And when you're looking at it, is
it because it's a comic character?
I think because of what Ledger did. I think because of the character of the Joker itself. And if you want to have pretty much a snapshot idea of what this particular movie is, he is completely on point. It is a lot like Taxi Driver, but you can also look at the beginning or kind of like the middle of The Killing Joke. It's an animated Warner Brothers animation movie that's out there right now. It's all right, but it does show the backstory of the Joker, and Arthur Fleck is the character in The Killing Joke. So there is a lot of similarities to that. And Todd Phillips pretty much took a Scorsese route. I mean, hell, he even brought in freaking Robert De Niro in this thing.
Yeah, to do more of the King of Comedy.
Exactly. So, in a reversal role, because now he's not the comic,
you're not the comedian.
So you have a lot of Scorsese in there, but because it's the Joker, and because it's tied to Ledger, as far as the character is concerned, I think that there is going to be an influence there that most people that are at the tipping point could potentially be, brought over the tipping point and do something horrific. Now, granted, with all of the violence that's been going on lately, that concern is legit.
I mean,
that's what I think.
Natural-born killers.
That got a lot of flack too for Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone got hit hard for that too.
It did, but once again, that movie still exists.
True.
I mean, so what's to stop somebody who might be at the edge from going and watching that film, watching another film? It's like, what does it matter at this point?
Very true. Very true.
I was like, they're not trying to get like, what's the word you want to look at? Not grotesque, but or like gratuitous. I don't think they're trying to be like super gratuitous with it. We're like, hey, it's just, murder and blood. It's not that. It's not a grindhouse film.
Right.
By the way, let's talk about Quentin Tarantino's films. Yeah. Talk about glorifying violence. I was like, let's talk about those. That's not what this is
That's a good
about.
point.
It's about a story about a person with some type of God, my words today. It was like mental handicap, to where like, hey, this is
Mental
how
illness?
mental illness. It was like, this is how I'm dealing with life, and something pushes him to where he decides to react, unfortunately, against society. This is not like he is the superhero. This is just a tale of one particular person and an alternate world backstory to the Joker. Take that as it is. It's a movie. Let's move forward.
I agree with you 100%, and it's unfortunate that right now this movie does not have any ties with the DCU. It's understandable, but not even to go against Robert Pattinson now, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. Here's where there's a couple of things. One, Todd Phillips has already come out and said that this is a standalone movie, and there will not be a sequel to this movie.
Except when it does really, really well. And they're like, we're gonna change the setting for Robert Pattinson's Batman.
We won't change.
Batman. The Long Halloween.
Change this.
It was like, instead of it being now, it's gonna be in the 90s.
Yeah. This film was not. Which I don't even know when this thing takes place. To be honest with you.
I assumed it took place in like the late 80s.
or late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so the film was pitched as a solo film when he approached them.
And that's probably why he's like, I just want to do one film. It's a good script. I kind of want to do that. That's fine. But let this thing make a lot of money.
And it will. And so here's point number 2. Having said that, and having Todd Phillips' point of view on that, was Joaquin Phoenix the right person to take the Joker then?
No.
because
if they want to roll this into the cinematic universe, he's gonna bow out.
Right. And he rarely does sequels. He rarely does that kind of thing.
We ain't got no signs too.
So why? We don't walk the line. Well, you
can't do walk
but
like
that. But if we take place in the 90s, we could. I think that he's gonna freaking do such a solid job that people are gonna want to see him in continuity. Yes. And because of this, and he's not willing to do it, then I don't think he should have taken the part.
Well,
because if they're not gonna see him again.
They just wanted to do something that they were like, hey, let's throw something against the wall. Let's see if it sticks. And then it does. So now they're kind of screwed. And all it's going to do is they're going to be like, Joaquin.
Here we go. Hey,
fill it out. Fill it out. The same thing they did to Robert Downey Jr., man. He gets a blank check every time he shows up.
Very true. Very true. So
I don't care what your feelings are, Joaquin. When they give you a blank check, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there for that Batman movie.
What do you think? As far as obviously it's going to be a success. You already know it's going to be a success. Do you think?
I mean, everybody that's seen it love it.
Yes, everybody that's seen it has praised it and everything. How do you think this is going to do? And do you think it's going to scare people away?
I don't think the negative, articles and presses come out in regards to the content of this film is going to be anything that hurts it. But it depends on how it does worldwide. I don't know how he's gonna translate worldwide. Is the Joker something that would like translate to like China and Japan and?
If they ban J-Lo's ass, I mean, they might ban Joaquin.
So I mean, if it does well here domestically, that's one thing. But if it does like everybody like, oh, we love this, then they're definitely rolling this in. Domestically, they might just say, hey, we'll just take our profit from this, and when Joaquin doesn't want to do a second film, and we'll just kind of move on. We'll do something else as far as the Joker later on down the line. But if this thing makes $1 billion, there's no possible way that they're not going to get Joaquin back. Like I said, blank check. Joaquin.
All right,
Mr. Phoenix.
Here's how, if they do approach it like the way they do WB animation, it's very rare that a lot of those WB animations have any continuity, with the exception.
In their own.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about even on their own.
I've seen they've mentioned some things before.
There've been some, but not all of them.
Okay,
some of them are just flat out standalone.
Yeah, like Batman Brave in a Boat.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it is a possibility, that they do just give it that one and treat it as its own entity. It's a complete different timeline.
But so let's just say if they do that, it's like we're gonna treat it as its own. Joaquin doesn't want to come back. He tore up the blank check. He doesn't want to come back. But he did such a great job. They can never use Joker again. You know why? Because everybody's gonna say, "I want Joaquin." Whoever, this is Wolverine. This is Wolverine. They're gonna be like, I don't care who you sign. It's not Joaquin.
Wait a minute.
It ain't Hugh Jackman.
It ain't Ledger. But they got Joaquin.
Well, Ledger's dead. We ain't got no choice.
That's not the point. I understand
Ledger's dead. We ain't got no choice.
I understand that. But
Joaquin's sitting over there on the couch.
No, they said, okay, we saw Leto. We need somebody to like, make up for that.
Yeah.
So let's get Joaquin. But I'm pretty sure that there's another actor that can actually pull that off. You never know. So anyway, let us know what you think as far as the Joker. Are people overreacting about it? Possibly. Should we live in fear? Absolutely not. If you are one of those people, please get help. There's a lot of people out there. Hell, call us.
Yeah, please.
We give horrible advice, but call us anyway. All right, so
Don't do that.
No, I'm just kidding. On a lighter note, there was some recent casting news as far as the Batman, and Robert Pattinson is already, signed to do the Batman, and the chances of, the opportunity to bring in all of these different characters now in a whole new light, like maybe even the Joker, you never know if it's a different standalone, right? Hey, now it's an open book, and the first one to bring up on board after Pattinson is Jonah Hill.
Okay.
So Jonah Hill has been cast in a secret villain role. Okay. Nobody knows who it's gonna be. These are the lists of possible villains, and you tell me.
Portly villains that they can pick.
Well, this is Jonah Hill, so it depends.
It could be whatever.
He can be either one. He can be Superbad to Wolf of Wall Street to Moneyball to all these different
I got you.
sizes he is. So,
I got you.
Anyway, method actor, I think now.
Is he? No, about to say.
All right, so let's go. Let's
before.
go down the line right now for the potential roles that Jonah Hill could play.
Okay.
All right, let's go and start with the Riddler.
I can't see him being over the top like that. Look, I believe Jonah Hill's a great actor. I just don't believe that he could give me a
riddle me this? Are you thinking too much of Jim Carrey here?
I am. I don't think that he could give me that type of performance.
Okay, so who's played the Riddler? Jim Carrey, Frank Gorshin in the 60s series, and I think that's it.
And whoever voices him in animation.
And that's it.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry, the guy from Gotham, I guess.
There's a Riddler in Gotham?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't watch the show. Sorry.
So out of those three personalities, which Frank Gorshin was also, I hope I said his name right, but I think his personality was a little out there too. Mm-hmm. The other one in Gotham's a little bit more reserved. Jim Carrey's like all over the place.
Unless they make the Riddler more reserved and more cerebral, then I can see him doing it.
Okay, so
but if they're gonna make him wacky Riddler, it was like, riddle me this, and spinning my cane and wearing question marks all over my clothes, I don't see it. I don't.
So we're gonna go on that one.
I'm gonna go on that one. I just think that's people reaching because they don't have another thing that they can put him in. There's other characters. Let's go down your list.
Calendar Man.
That's stupid. I hate that character.
So that's an automatic.
By the way, because Calendar Man's not that big of a Batman villain.
But if this is a true adaptation from The Long Halloween, Calendar Man plays a big part in that.
But then he's second fiddle though. You're gonna sign Jonah Hill to be not that Jonah Hill has not been second fiddle in films before. He's been a great supporting actor. I don't think you get Jonah Hill for this. All right.
Scarecrow.
I guess, but still, it's like, is Jonah Hill losing weight? Because I guess.
Like I said,
It's like, look at Moneyball.
Yeah, look at all these different. One, he's this size, and then he's that size.
I guess he could. I mean, you just have to be kind of creepy.
Okay, so maybe.
Maybe
on that one. All right, maybe.
All right.
Hugo Strange.
Okay, I could possibly see that one, paste on a beard for him, a little goatee for him, or a little thing like I got here going. I could see that one.
I see
Hugo
for that role.
Yeah, exactly. I got Hugo Strange looking a lot older.
Yeah, I like Cranston for that role. I would love to see Cranston.
So we're gonna say no to that.
So we'll say no on that one. Okay, Mad Hatter.
That's stupid. Another B-list Batman villain.
I'll get to the top A-list and the top list for this in a little bit. So what do you think?
I just think he's too big of a name.
Okay, so then
no
Mad Hatter. Okay, here we go, Penguin.
I think the talks may have broken down with Josh Gad.
Oswald Cobblepot.
I could see him doing it.
You could see him playing an Oswald Cobblepot.
This is the Ryan Reynolds Dane Cook scenario, where Dane Cook took all the roles that Ryan Reynolds turned down. Josh Gad turned out, or whatever I don't believe.
So if they ever recast Deadpool, you get Dane Cook.
You get Dane Cook. Or Scott from American Pie. What's his name from American Pie? Scott Waltman. Sean Waltman.
That's X-Pac.
That's X.
Sean William Scott.
Whatever.
X-Pac is freaking.
Sean William Scott. I knew it was a Sean in there. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that I feel like because
What is an issue?
it's empty. I feel like the talks may have broken down with Josh Gad because if they're announcing Jonah Hill as being cast, and we were already talking about Josh Gad up for a role, and now he's not being talked about anymore. That seems like Josh Gad, like they didn't get the money he wanted. He didn't like the script. He bowed out. And then they were like, well, we need somebody else that we can have that might,
A name?
So now we're gonna move on to Jonah Hill. So I would see Jonah Hill being the Penguin. That's the one that makes sense. I saw people put up Riddler, but it doesn't make sense. Penguin makes sense.
Okay.
Even though Josh Gad would be
I'm
there.
gonna go back to your Baloo scenario thing, where you couldn't see Baloo because you heard Bill Murray.
Yeah.
You needed somebody like John Goodman to play Baloo. To buy into Baloo.
Because John Goodman sounds like Baloo.
Same thing with Jonah Hill.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen though.
He's gonna be Jonah Hill.
That's why it would have been better with Josh Gad.
I agree 100%. I think Josh Gad, because he is well known, but he is not as. I mean, Jonah Hill is an Oscar-nominated actor, so two-time actually for Moneyball and Wolf of Wall Street. So, he has got credentials on him, and if you're gonna have him play this iconic role, I'm for it because he's got the acting chops. But you're gonna have to Tim Burton that shit. You're gonna have to give him that freaking DeVito type of look or something.
He's gonna have to do it
to be a little bit to where it kind of hides like
Eddie Murphy playing in the Dolomite.
Yeah.
So I can't not hear Eddie Murphy. I don't care what he looks like. I can't not hear Eddie Murphy.
Okay, fair enough. But you got Oscar Isaac when he played Apocalypse. Yeah. You could not see.
No, but I didn't like the makeup they did.
Well, I didn't either. But what I'm saying is that the certain makeups and certain things that they altered in the character, you forgot that was Oscar Isaac.
Okay.
That's the type of approach that you're gonna have to have with Jonah Hill to really buy him as Oscar Cobblepot. Right. That's just my opinion.
I think Oscar Isaac can make you forget that it's Oscar Isaac.
That's true.
I don't think Jonah Hill can make me forget it's Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference there. It's like, I don't care what makeup it is. It was like Jonah Hill is always Jonah Hill, and look, he plays certain characters, but I still like Jonah Hill. Oscar Isaac, Poe versus the dude from in the Android one, Ex Machina. You've never seen X Men?
Oh, X Men. That's great.
Yeah, it was really good movie, right?
Yeah,
So it made me forget that it was Oscar Isaac.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Jonah Hill's never made me forget it was Jonah Hill.
That's true. I can see your point. Tell us what you think as far as Jonah Hill's casting, and out of the list that I said, which one would you select him to be? All right. Hey, you know what? We were talking about horror earlier, and horror's gotten a really good resurgence, especially after last year's Halloween 2018. Did really well, and blocking off all of the sequels, including my beloved Halloween 2, but blocking all of the sequels and jumping right from 1978 onto the 2018, 40 years later. Great move. Made a lot of money. Okay. Jamie Lee Curtis. Oldest female to have that kind of an opening weekend, and
Till Dark Fate bombs.
Till Dark Fate bombs. So because of that, there is a and then also we just talked about it, $1 billion and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so independent movies like Terrifier, Ready or Not.
Okay.
They've also done very well, and the interest in horror is there. So now it's time for another horror icon to make a return.
Okay.
And that is, according to Bloody Disgusting, Legendary Pictures is looking to take the Halloween approach and bring back a direct sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I mean, it could, because at the end of one, he's just kind of left there swinging the chains. So, it's definitely something that they could possibly do, but... All right, so I was looking this up. There's like 8 Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. What are they gonna do different that hasn't already been done?
Okay, and I'm glad you asked that. But let's talk about who's producing this. Now, Fede, did I say his name right? Fede Alvarez, who directed the freaking awesome Evil Dead remake, is set to produce this and possibly getting somebody else to direct this movie. He also did Don't Breathe, by the way. But he's looking to produce and getting a new director for this project. Now, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has always been controversial, especially when it came out in 1974.
Is there a group of people talking about the glorifying the violence?
No, there is not, as a matter of fact. But there was back then, maybe. I don't know. Whether
8 sequels later, by the way.
Whether it was so it's been a controversial franchise. Whether it's upon the initial release, the X rating in Part 3, because Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, actually the MPAA was putting an X rating on this thing. And there were some scenes that were very, very brutal in this movie.
Is that the one
with Ken Foree?
No, I'm thinking about the dude from Austin.
Oh, hold on, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
All right.
So, whether it's the X rating for Part 3, or actually casting McConaughey and Zellweger in The New Beginning, that was a low right there.
It wasn't a good movie.
It was horrible.
Renee Zellweger.
Who'd up is Renee Zellweger. Are people ready to see this again?
No.
If they can't see the Joker, how are they gonna be ready to see?
No. I mean, they're ready to see the Joker. It's just there's a group of people who want to complain about it. Depends on when this film comes out. So if they give us an interesting trailer, have an interesting concept to it, though, I mean, what are they gonna? Like I said, what are they gonna do that hasn't already been done?
Well, here's what
this is like Saw making a sequel. What are you gonna do now?
With Saw, it's more like it's torture porn. So there's it's new traps, it's new ways to kill people. That's
It's like
way to influence even more people there.
It's gonna be more teens that somehow end up at this house, unless you're gonna say like, hey, we brought the police to investigate this, and he murdered the police.
Right.
And that's the only thing they can do different.
Bring more police. And
kill exactly. More. Or they go back and they Halloween this and say like, hey, that's just a story. That didn't really happen.
Right.
Or we caught him, just like in Halloween. And
he's in the mental institution.
And it's like in the mental institution they have a chainsaw.
And then they have a podcast where they wants to talk to him.
He breaks out.
And then he breaks out.
He grabs his chainsaw.
And he kills
like, exactly.
And he hooks her.
So he does Halloween Part 2.
But it's with Leatherface. Okay, so they've actually attempted, just like you were talking about, they actually have attempted to do this over and over again, whether it was the Michael Bay one in 2003, The New Beginning, which was okay, but more brutal kills than the Michael Bay one. And then recently they did the prequel of Leatherface, and it just did not hit. It didn't hit well. Something about the character of Leatherface that just really does not... It doesn't do anything. It's not a Michael Myers. It's not a Jason. It's just I don't know what it is about that he just does not connect as well. Don't get me wrong. He's still a horror icon, and if it's up to me, Leatherface is on the Mount Rushmore of horror icons. But
I feel like the '70s film is aged well, and it doesn't need to be more than that film.
Okay, so here we go.
And we've had 7 other tries at it, and we proved that it doesn't.
If they take the same approach that that Carpenter did with the original Halloween, which Tobe Hooper, in my opinion, did.
Okay.
You understand, or you ever really pay attention with the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's a gore movie without any gore. There's like hardly any blood in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's kind of like...
It's psychological.
Yeah.
All of it.
The meat hook you see, but you don't really yeah. It's like the hitting with the hammer, you see, but you don't. I mean, like...
The Franklin kill, when he comes out of nowhere and he goes to town on him, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
It's
like they were worried about the rating when they were making the movie.
Right, it's a different point of view. So in that sense, where it's psychological and it lets your mind do the killing, which it kind of tells you that all the people that were controversial.
So do you want them to sell this? Do you want them to sell this new sequel on the fact that they can do better kills?
Probably. Brutal kills, or now they have a little bit more leeway.
But people are still gonna walk away as like the point of the movie was stupid.
But I don't agree with that. I really don't want them to show. I'd rather they do the psychological part of Chainsaw.
But what would be
I think it could work.
Okay, so that's fine. It's like he can have better kills. That's fine. There's movies with really outstanding kills that still suck as a movie.
Or they. Well, yeah.
What are they gonna do for a plot to this movie? And that's why I said it doesn't make any sense. It's like,
I like the idea where the podcasters go and they talk.
It's like we just got to remake Halloween.
Okay, so recently we got Chucky back.
Okay.
It was okay. It had some pretty solid kills. It was okay.
It's not that good.
It had good kills.
I hate that movie.
I liked it. I thought it was great. I liked it. For what it was, I liked it.
I hated that movie. I was so.
Mark Hamill was great.
I didn't like him being Chucky.
Not my Chucky. Hashtag not my Chucky. Okay, but you brought him back, and you got now plans for Nightmare on Elm Street to be coming back pretty soon. Everybody wants Robert Englund one more time. He's already stated that he's got one more Freddy film in him.
Because I ain't doing nothing else.
But he actually would prefer to give it off to Kevin Bacon. He really wants Kevin Bacon. We actually talked about that not too long ago as Freddy Krueger.
Really?
Yeah, right now with Friday the 13th, Jason's already in limbo with rights here, rights there, people fighting over the rights and all that stuff.
Didn't New Line go out of business?
Chainsaw, no.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
So Chainsaw right now is the only other option unless they do Hellraiser. But
okay.
I'm curious, what do you think? Comment below, let us know what you think of whether or not you want to see Leatherface back.
I mean, Hellraiser makes more sense because, I mean, it's demons.
I would love to see freaking...
I mean, they could do whatever.
I would love to see Doug Bradley
You don't
back.
need a reason for
Give me
demons.
Doug Bradley back as Pinhead, I'm good.
It's just,
Terrence, take us home.
All right. Oh, wow. I didn't realize we were at the end.
We are at the end.
We are at the end. So,
credits for rolling while we were
Yeah, I
talking.
know, right? So, if you somehow stuck around and you saw the notification that said that, hey, there's a podcast they just posted.
What?
Thank you for clicking on this video and not being like, they're still doing that?
They're still here?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you already subscribed and clicked notification bell. For all you other people that still came across this video, make sure you subscribe and click notification bell so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do way more frequently than this one. And so also too, if you want to help the show get better, make sure you go to our Patreon at patreon.com/the goods. I always worry how to do that. And you can contribute anywhere from $1 on up to help us get better and maybe possibly do the show more often.
That would be awesome. I want to send a shout out to Jeff Garcia for having me on the Locked On Spurs. It was absolutely a freaking awesome time talking some basketball, some hoops with him. So I appreciate you having me on the show. And hey, you know what? We got you right here, right next to John Cena. Yep. Whenever you want, we're right here with you. For Aspen and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence. I know, right? I was like,
all right.
Can I go to the doctor for that? I'm hungover, doc.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. Hi, welcome to the goods. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
Did you get that? What are you doing? It's like you threw it away. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know.
I'm still looking
There's
down.
your blooper.
There you go. I'm still looking down. Sorry.
3, 2, 1.